Hey guys, today's going to be day 6, conditioning. Today is going to be more based upon agility. So agility is the ability to accelerate, decelerate, which is slowing down, and also the ability to change directions, right? So if we're going straight, the ability to turn off of going straight. Or if you're turning, right, the ability to straighten up. So we're going to work on agility today. So as you can see, I set up some cones. I'm at a basketball court, but what you really need is space. If you have a good amount of space in your backyard, if you have a good amount of space, let's say in your driveway, if you want to go to a nearby park, right? The reason why I chose to do this on a basketball court is because I don't have to measure out every single line or every single cone that I'm doing. What I'm using is pre-measured spots on a basketball court. So the first thing what I'm gonna do is something called a 5-10-5 drill. The 5-10-5, it's called after, it's 5 yards, 10 yards, 5 yards. So the first agility exercise, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start at the middle cone, right? If I'm going left, my right foot is gonna line up with the middle cone. So here, right foot lining up with the middle cone. When you choose to go left, what I want to be able to see is I want to be able to turn my body and accelerate towards the cone. So here, when I'm going left, I'm going to line my right foot up with the cone here, turn, I'm going to sprint full speed. You're going to be able to slow down. So that's another thing with agility. You want to be able to decelerate. So if I'm sprinting to this cone, I'm going to start slowing down right about here. I should be able to touch the cone with my left hand. From here, I'm going to run down, touch the far cone with my right hand, right? Decelerate right about here. Be able to touch the right cone with my right hand, and I'm going to come back to the middle and touch with either hand that you want, left or right. So 5-10-5, right? How I space the cones. We have middle cone, which is gonna be in a set space. So normally on a basketball court, the free throw line is about 16 feet from the baseline. So 16 feet is about a little over 5 yards. It's about 15 feet to do 5 yards, right? So I'm gonna set up my middle cone right about free throw line. I'm gonna set my other cone, which is supposed to be 5 yards, right on baseline. The other cone is 5 yards from this middle cone. What you can also do, if you don't want to measure out 5 yards, measure out a good amount of space, whether it be, let's say, with your feet, right? So what you could also do is here, I'm gonna do, let's say, 8 of these, right, spread out. As long as the cones are even, that's what you want to focus on. So how we're gonna do it is 5 yards that way, 5 yards that way. So how you do a 5-10-5, you're gonna start here, right? Let's say I'm going right this time. I'm gonna start with my left foot lined up with the cone. From here, I'm gonna get down into an athletic stance, so a mini squat. From here, I'm gonna turn. My left foot has to overlap. So how it's gonna look like here, left foot overlap. From here, I'm gonna sprint down to this cone, decelerate, touch. Right, that's 5 yards, 10 yards, going all the way down to the other cone. Here, decelerate, touch, back to the middle, 5 yards. Hence the name of the drill, 5-10-5. Next drill, what we're gonna do something called a star drill, right? Once again, I chose to do this on a basketball court because I have my predetermined lines. So my predetermined lines, I'm going to do baseline three-pointer, top of the key circle, baseline three-pointer, here is going to be point 4 in between, right here, so line it up with the free throw line, you're going to come right in between. Fifth spot is gonna be right where you guys are in the camera. So right here, spot 5, right? How we're gonna do it, we're gonna start either baseline 3-point. Start here. You're gonna start left hand, same thing, athletic position, so squat, touch the cone. From here, you're gonna start like a timer, I guess, or a stopwatch, or whenever you guys want to start. You're gonna come here, sprint to the middle cone, so top baseline. You're gonna touch here. You're gonna come here, touch this cone. You're gonna come across here, touch here. You're gonna come to where you guys are, touch, and then you're gonna come to the original spot. So here, bam, 6 spots. Basically what you're doing is you're drawing a star on the ground. So you're gonna start with your triangle. Right, from there you're gonna come to a cross cone. From there, across to that cone where you guys were. From there, you're gonna wind up back at the starting position. All of these exercises, you're gonna do a full sprint, right? So you're gonna try and go as fast as you can, according to your ability, right? So really push yourself, but if let's say that you can't sprint too hard, that's okay. Just try and push yourself. All right, third, we're going 4 corners box drill. So how you're gonna do it is, I'm gonna put the cones right around this box. So the paint is in basketball court. So here, 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 here. Right, so the paint in the basketball court, the box that we have, you're gonna start on one side of I could either start on this side or this side. I'm gonna start on the right side. I'm gonna touch, same thing, athletic stance from here. I'm gonna sprint forward, touch with my right hand. From here, I'm gonna go to the side laterally, right? Touch, I'm gonna back pedal. Touch with my left hand, and then from here, I'm gonna come across and touch, right? So full speed, right? What I want you to focus on is staying on the insides of the boxes. So I don't wanna see you guys come on the outside of the cone, and then all of a sudden you have to come around the cone and then go to the other cone. I want you guys to stay on the inside. Here, touch, right? Come across, touch, come back. So some penalties of all these drills is, if you don't have cones, that's okay. Use something to mark off your spots, whether it be coins, anything that you want to use to mark off the spot. What you also have to do is, if you're marking off spots, what I want to see you guys do is, I want to see you guys touch those spots. So if, let's say, I had a marker on the floor, whether I put a coin, I had a coin on there, I would come, touch that coin, come across, touch that coin, come back, right? So if the penalty is, if you don't touch that specific marker, restart the whole drill over. So if, let's say, you have 4 sets, you're doing it, you forget to touch that one, you have to restart that set. So that's the penalty for all of these drills. All right, last thing I have, suicide. So suicides, you're gonna mark off a certain amount. Man, I'm sweating already. You're gonna mark off, and I'm just warmed up. So you're gonna mark off 5 different spots. You're gonna come down from baseline, right? So here, you're gonna come down. Right from here, I'm touching the free throw line, coming back to baseline, down to half court or 3-point line. You set your spots. Make sure it's same thing. You're coming down, you're touching the ground, and coming back to the beginning. Set your markers for the suicides according to what you want to do. So, as I said, I'm on a basketball court. I like to use a basketball court for these exercises for these agility drills, because I have predetermined lines, so I could use those lines. As always, I'm gonna put everything in the info box below. How many sets, couple of the rules, couple of the penalties of doing it. I wanted to just show you guys how you're gonna be touching everything, how the drill goes. Measurements for everything. It's gonna be according to if let's say I measured out from one end to the middle on the star drill, do the same amount of measurement coming across, right? You could either use measuring tape, anything to measure. You could use a ruler, you could use your feet. As long as they're even in between the cones or markers, anything that you want to use, right? So that's agility. It's going to be day 6 conditioning. I will also be showing you guys today on the same day, day 7 strength day as well. So as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.